This is K1 DBC. All stations please stand by. The Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in around 5 minutes.
0 TX repeater.
Just play a few minutes of the NASA Artemis 2 live mission from a couple of hours ago on their launch.
Area left. Great call out. The rocket is on its own. 4 brave explorers ready to ride the most powerful rocket NASA has ever launched. Sound suppression water is flowing.
15.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Good roll pitch.
Roger, roll pitch.
Houston now controlling the flight of Integrity on the Artemis 2 mission around the moon.
Integrity, AMT high.
AMT high.
On time, passing 30 seconds into the flights. Integrity passes the alternate MECO. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on 4 main engines. Space Launch System core stage. Integrity, 3 miles in altitude. Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour. Mission elapsed time, passing 1 minute, approaching max Q.
On, Ponce de Leon.
Stan, we have you loud and clear on Ponce de Leon.
Have you the same?
Communication signal transfer confirmed as Integrity and its crew go supersonic. Approaching 90 seconds into the Artemis 2 mission. Integrity is 14 miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour. One minute 50 seconds of mission elapsed time, standing by for main engine throttle down to 85%, ahead of solid rocket booster separation, expected at the 2-minute 9-second mark. We see throttle down. Confirmed separation. Main engines throttling up, guidance converged.
Integrity, guidance converged, performance nominal, upper stage RCS ready.
Copy all, Stan.
Integrity, SM priming complete.
SM priming complete.
2 minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. Thrusters on Integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state, ahead of service module fairing separation.
This is K1
3
DBC.
minutes
All
into the
stations please
flight.
stand by. The
Integrity,
Denver Radio Club Learning Net
49
starts in
miles
approximately
altitude,
1
miles
minute.
downrange, now passing 5,000 miles per hour. Standing by for launch abort system jettison.
Houston Integrity, good last jettison, great view.
Copy jettison, Team Eco 8+02.
We see the same on board, Stan.
And Houston has you loud and clear on TDRS at the Carmen line.
Outstanding, Stan, we have you the same.
3 minutes 50 seconds into the flight of Artemis 2, Wiseman, Glover, Cook, and Hansen cross the boundary to space with good comm checks. GPS
Hello and welcome back to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net for April 1st, 2026. It's a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics in general, and thankfully we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. My name is Daron. I'm this evening's net control. Tonight we'll be taking your check-ins, comments, questions, updates, and more. We meet every Wednesday except the third Wednesday of the month, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time on 145.490 and 448.625. Both have a negative offset. You can contact us if you'd like, Elmer@W0TX.org, and on most social media at Denver Radio Club. We also stream and archive some of our nets onto youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. So if you'd like to see behind the scenes of the net or visual context, that is an additional way to participate in the net. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of the suffix of the operator's call sign. That would be the first letter after the number in the call sign. If you can, please try to use ITU phonetics for your call sign and indicate if you have traffic or questions as you check in. If you like, you can follow along with the check-in process at w0tx.org/check-in. With that, if your call suffix begins with letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Kilowatt Delta Zero, Charlie Golf Fox, Kenny and Thornton. Short time tonight, but head with traffic.
All right, in that time we had KD0, CGF, Kenny. Short time this evening, but with traffic, we'll get back to here and pretty quickly here. With that, we're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. If you'd like to check in just for the counter, if you have any traffic or questions, A through Z, Alpha through Zulu, please call now.
Alpha Fox 0 Echo, Alex Broomfield.
All right, in that time.
Echo 0 Yankee Romeo, Ed and Nirvana. WD0 CIV, WD0 CIV, Charleston, Denver, no traffic.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I'd like to welcome Knowledge the following check-in. Sorry if I got you here twice, but Alex, AF0E got you checked in, and then we had AE0YR Ed, and WD0CIV. Charles, thank you all so much for checking in here. Might be a bit of a shorter evening, pardon me, this evening. I do want to apologize for not having a net last week. Jim N0TRP sent me a message a while back saying he needed a replacement. I didn't fully read his message saying it was for several months, so my apologies. So the fourth Wednesday of the month, we do have net control open. So if anybody is interested running the net on the fourth Wednesdays of the month when the board meeting has their, the board of directors has their meeting, otherwise, we may skip one or two of those fourth Wednesdays. So my apologies if anybody did try to check in last week and there was not a net. We also had a check-in online, Pete, KE0TSF. With that, we're taking another round of check-ins, A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. If you'd like to check in to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net just for the count, or if you have any traffic or questions, please call now.
KF0 UUC, no traffic.
All right, in that time we had Chad KF0 UUC. Your signal sounding very good this evening, Chad. Got you checked in. Okay. I guess another opportunity. This is about an hour long. We'll take check-ins throughout the net, but if anybody else wants to check in just at the moment, we're taking all call signs. All call suffixes A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now. Okay, nothing heard at the moment. Kenny, KD0, CGF, the net is yours.
This is KD0 CGF. Thank you, Jerome, and good evening to everybody on the net. So I do want to apologize because this is one net I like to try to be a part of, and I like to try to jump in and talk to everybody. With the current work schedule, though, they got me working the last half of the week with the first half off. So I've been finding myself more on the DRC net on Sundays. So I may not be around on the learning net as much. However, one of the questions I have is regarding packet radio. Let me drop for a second. So recently I've been playing around with packet radio, and I'm a little confused on how it works. I know our club has a packet radio, but I'm confused on how to get it working with Winlink, or have Winlink work with the Signalink USB interface. Yeah, that's where I'm kind of struggling, and I was wondering if anybody can help with that.
Great question there. And yeah, sorry to hear that. We always love your commentary. So, yeah, work definitely takes priority. It's been a while since I've done it, but I think with packets, there's two types of way. Without a Signalink, you would use a true TNC, like Pactor or something like that, and it would go over a true serial cable, USB cable. Signalink, I think you can set up sound modem 100, and there is another piece of software, but basically through the Signalink itself, you can interface to your 2 meter, 70 centimeter radio and have it pipe the audio to these, and then have that be converted to Winlink packet. Let me see here. I can't figure out how I just got to this link here, but over on the winlink.org site, there is a quick setup guide for Winlink on VHF, UHF with Signalink on Windows. It's from 2018, but I think it does still work quite easily. So sound modem will take the sound from your Signalink and then convert that into packet, and then Winlink and other packet programs will be able to interface with that. So hopefully that answers that a little bit, but it definitely does work.
No, roger that. I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball at you on that, though. So the modem the modem interface software that they suggested, or that they have on their website, I'm using the ICOM 746 through the Signalink USB interface, but the modem software that they provide is not keying up the Signalink USB. But I've seen a bunch of videos and read a bunch of stuff about DigiKey, but Instead of going out and buying another component, it's like I'd rather use what I have. So that's kind of where I'm stuck. Is it's not keying the interface. KD0 CGF, back to net.
All right. Yeah, it has been a while since I got this working, but I definitely remember not having to select any push-to-talk serial port. It definitely, I think, was only through the speaker and microphone. And yeah, I'm not sure why it's not keying it up. But I'll have to go back and test it myself. It has been a while. I can't remember if there was something needed, but anyone else on that real quick? Packet radio having issues, ICOM 746 through the Signalink, not being keyed up through the process of sending or receiving Winlink messages. Go ahead. I guess just in general, the Signalink has worked. Have you tried using it for FT8 or other modes in the past, and it does work?
Oh yeah, it works great with FT8. That's why I'm like, I wonder what's going on here, because it works with FT8, but with Winlink, no, it's not happy.
Okay, yeah, I wish I had more to give you at the moment on that. I just know the audio chain, I guess, making sure the correct audio sources are selected, and just following it to a T, I guess. But unfortunately, yeah, I don't have much more on that myself at the moment. But anyone else on that? Maybe why a Signalink wouldn't work through WinLink, but it would work through other program and software? Go ahead. I guess the Google Gemini result here is if your Signalink is not keying the radio and WinLink, start by maximizing the PC's USB audio codec speaker volume to 100% and setting the Signalink's internal transmit potentiometer to max as it acts as a Vox trigger. Ensure your radio is in USB, LSB digital, not packet. That was another thing too, I think, which maybe confused me. I don't think your radio needs to be in packet. Potentially, I think it's upper. It's potentially that might be part of it as well, but I remember that throwing me for a loop as well. Anyone else though, or Kenny, go ahead.
0TX repeater.
Oh, it's definitely more information that I'm going to research, and I will be going back through the YouTube video later on. But my other question that popped into my head is I was researching radios a while back. I forget what station it was or who was talking about it, but we were talking about different type of radios that work great with the DMR repeaters, and radios that kind of should avoid because I think it messes up the repeater. It's between the Anytone and I forget the other name of the radio. It's I can't think. It's the Anytone brother. That was DMR, and I was wondering if anybody remembers that or remembers hearing like the radio It's may not be a good fit for DMR. Let me drop for a second. Outside of that, I'll say thanks to everyone on the net, and thank you again, Daron. I'm going to sign off for the night. I got to be up at 3 a.m. But I'll be watching the YouTube feed while I'm getting ready to go to bed. So thank you guys, 73s. This is KD0CGF.
Excellent. Thanks again, Kenny, KD0CGF. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Yeah, that was a great question on that one. Yeah, I can't remember. I know I have an Anytone radio, and it seems to work just fine. 868 UV. I think Radio Diddy is another option for DMR. I wasn't aware of having issues. Or there's the Titera radios as well. Those are somewhat older, I think. I was not aware of having any issues, though. I know that there are different types of tiers of DMR, and there's more professional ones, more commercial, and more amateur. But yeah, I wasn't aware of that. But let's see. We had a few check-ins here real quick. I'll go over that real quick here. We had a check-in KC1YFS, Kevin. Really do appreciate that. And Dustin K0BF. Dustin was mentioning the packet is mentioning the right baud and rate as the audio codec is. Make sure that the correct baud rate is selected, the right audio codec is selected. Yeah, and the same baud rate between those two pieces of software needs to be the same as well. And he was mentioning right mode, data U is the common mode. Dustin was also saying the Anytone 878 and 578. I think one of them is handheld and one of them is mobile. He was also saying both work well on DMR and have a commercial DMR repeater near him. Those are the radios they sell when they sign up for the repeater. So, yeah, it doesn't sound like other repeater operators seem to have much of an issue with that. So, yeah, I was not aware of that. So, yeah, anybody else on that? I can't remember that. Specific DMR radios which may cause issues. Go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I didn't see anybody else indicate they had any traffic or questions at the moment. I guess real quick again, playing a video right before the stream from NASA, the Artemis 2 launch from a few hours ago. So you can check that out on your own time. I might hook up an AllStar link node for that plays some space after the net. Or let me see. It sounded a bit odd. Basically, I can key up a repeater that will play transmissions, primarily originates from NASA public media sources. So they may have some things going on there for that this evening. Let's see real quick. Let's see, we had a comment here in the chat. He's new to DMR. They bought an 878 at Hamfest, but cannot figure out the code plug part. Yes, code plugs are a beast. Let me see here. Depending on the groups around you, some groups may actually provide sample code plugs to start with. Here in Northern Colorado, we have the Rocky Mountain Ham Radio group, and they put out a bunch of sample code plugs to start off with. That's probably your best bet, because starting from scratch is really quite a pain. Let me see. If you were to download one of these sample code plugs, you would see several hundred channels already in here, a bunch of different zones for digital, and a bunch of different settings already set up. So that's the easiest way to start, but yeah, it just kind of depends. So that was Tech505234 in the chat. I don't know if you have a call sign or something, but oh, that's Kevin. My apologies, Kevin. KC1YFS. Yeah, depending on in that area. Let me take a look here. KC1YFS over on the YouTube chat, coming in over from Chapatchit, Rhode Island. Yeah, I don't know. You maybe have to look around though. I'm not hearing much from anyone else out there at the moment, but anyone else? Maybe sample code plugs for the Rhode Island area potentially, or suggestions on where to start with that. Go right ahead. All right, he's saying he's yet to find a sample code plug for his area, so that is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, you may have to kind of just look at some of the different repeaters in the area. You could use, let me see. Repeater book might be of some help here. Looking at repeater book for Rhode Island amateur radio repeaters, DMR, there are, looks like 6 or so. You might be able to start by programming those in. They have the color code, and it looks like they are status of online. So you may just need to start working with those potentially. Yeah, I don't know. Anyone else, though? Go right ahead. All right, this is K1 at DBC Net Control. Programming an analog radio by its face isn't too terrible, and using chirp is quite a lot easier. Programming a DMR via its face is nearly impossible and really kind of a feat of frustration. So using the built-in, what's called the CPS customer programming software, provided by Anytone or others, is really the way to go. Just as an FYI for anybody out there looking to program their DMR radio, make sure you use the CPS provided by provided by the manufacturer. Yeah, sample code plugs really makes it quite a lot easier. Without that, though, you do have to manually program transmit receive frequencies, color codes that are required for the repeater. And then if there's any tones for transmit or receive. I don't think there often is, though, with those. But, yeah, anyone else? DMR radio programming? Anything else? Please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I know we briefly went over a little bit, but Winlink, if anybody's interested, packet radio is essentially BBS. It's basically emails, chat, text over RF. So if anybody's ever interested in that, a lot of areas groups use that. Let's see, there's a question in the chat here. Does anybody have a Kenwood T75DA? I think someone had mentioned they did. Does anybody have a T75DA by Kenwood and can provide any thoughts on it? Go right ahead. This is K1 DBC Net Control. I haven't heard from anyone over the air in just a bit. I just wanted to check and make sure people could still hear me. If anybody wants to just give me a quick signal report or just shout right ahead.
This is Kilo Foxtrot 0, Victor Charlie Sierra. I hear you just fine.
I think that was Roger, Kilo Foxtrot Victor Charlie Sierra. I got you checked in if that was the correct call, and thank you so much for confirming. And it looks like a new call in here. Really do appreciate you checking in. All right, we'll come back to that. Well, let's see, the Kenwood TH-D75A. Tri-bander, 2 meter, 70 centimeter, and 220 megahertz band. Looks like a pretty nice radio here. Feature-rich APRS, D-Star. Designed for amateur operators who want more ways to connect. It supports real-time GPS, tracking, messaging, and wideband reception across multiple modes, from FM and D-Star to single sideband and CW. Built-in, again, GPS, Bluetooth, seamless PC integration. So it looks like a pretty good offering here. Anybody have that or have looked into the TH-D75A radio? Go ahead. It looks like it's on more of the pricier side for an HT, but you definitely get what you pay for, and quality is definitely there, I'm assuming. So it's around $6.99, looks like, from ham radio outlets, but I'm sure quite worth its weight in gold. Certainly has enough feature sets that I imagine would be certainly worth that. So, anyone else though on that? Go right ahead. All right, nothing heard. We will take check-ins then. If you're just tuning in, you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Learning Net just for the counter. If you have any traffic or questions, we're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. Let us know your call sign, your name. And if you have any traffic or questions, please call now. This is K1 DBC Net Control. This is the Denver Radio Club Learning Net. It's a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics. If you like to check in, we have plenty of time here, still another half hour or so. We're taking all check-ins, A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now. All right, sorry about that. This is K1 DBC Net Control. If anybody has opinions on the TH-D75A, or if anybody's ever interested in it, we have a user in the chat here who's been asking a couple times if anybody has any opinions on that. Seems like a slow learning process, so if anybody has one, let me know, and we'll get you in contact with Rodney.
Good evening. The time is 8 p.m.
Well, I guess I can share what I've been working on. I know I've been talking about our AllStar link node quite a bit here. It's for pretty good reason. We have a lot of powerful ways we can use our repeater that we have not really utilized in the past. For experimentation purposes, I basically bought a mini repeater. It's you may know it as the SHARI Raspberry Pi AllStar node. It's essentially it's like a digital hotspot, but for analog. So it plugs into a Raspberry Pi and can interface with just a normal analog UHF, in this case, radio. And it's a 1 watt output, and essentially acts exactly like a repeater. So it just is giving me an opportunity to really go behind the scenes of AllStar Link and understand the inner workings of how our repeater works and how we can utilize it. Let me drop here for a moment. And just for clarity, there was a question in the chat here. I am not using that right now. I really only use it for testing purposes, really just to know what commands work and how things work. I could technically do that. I could technically connect my HT radio in via UHF to my mini repeater and then my repeater into the AllStar Link node. Let me see. But I misunderstood the question there. Yes, the question was, so I'm transmitting through my transceiver and it's transmitting to the internet. That's exactly correct. This is a mini repeater connected up to a Raspberry Pi, connected up to the internet. I then can dial out to other AllStar Link nodes or EchoLink. I've also been playing around with some digital modes. So it's really just experimentation of how we can actually also interlink our repeaters as well. So that is what I've been playing around with. So very much like a digital hotspot where you have a digital DMR Brandmeister radio or something like that, and a Shark RF or OpenSpot. It works exactly in the same way. It used to basically set up a transmit and it's a simplex, so it uses the same transmit and receive frequencies, and then just key up a regular Bofang radio and can connect up into the internet. So yeah, basically this is called the Jumbo Spot Sierra Romeo 110, also SA818. Again, I'm showing visual on an audio medium. It kind of looks like a digital hotspot. It has an SMA antenna on one side. It has actually 2 USB ports on the other, which is kind of funny, but it plugs directly into a Raspberry Pi. And let me see. I purchased mine off of AliExpress. I'm sure there's other places you can purchase it, but for around $45. So it's about double the cost of a digital hotspot, but it's fun to experiment around with. And basically anywhere you have internet in the world, and if you have an HT, you can basically talk on our repeater or other repeaters. So just scratching the surface on that. I can give an example. I can, it'll be the first time, well, I've already done this, I've already tested it, but I can actually connect this repeater we're talking on to EchoLink. Essentially, I'll have to connect to my node, and then we can connect to EchoLink. So if anybody's interested, I can go ahead and do that. So give me just a second here. I'll be sending quite a few DTMF tones, so that's what you'll hear in just a minute here. I'm actually going to be doing it from a different radio than I'm talking on, only because I have kind of an audio delay in the setup I have right now. So what I'll do is I'll key up my repeater, or my node, AllStar Link node 68834, so you should hear that connecting. And then after that, you should hear basically connecting into the EchoLink test server. And then I'll key up test on there, and you should hear it parrot back.
Node 68834. Connection failed.
It does fail once in a while. Let me try that once more.
Node 68834. Connection failed.
I'm going to try it once more that way, and if it doesn't work, I will do it a separate way that should work.
Node 68834. Connection failed.
All right, sorry for the delay on that. This is just some playing around here on radio. So it is connected now. You didn't hear the connection message, but if you go back and watch our YouTube video, I'm using a piece of software called Allmon 3, which I can use to interface with my AllStar Link node to connect into other nodes. So it is connected now. I'm going to try now to key up the. I'm gonna try one thing. From our repeater, I'm gonna try to put my node into some. You'll hear basically a robot voice. It sounds like by your command, and then I should be able to key up the EchoLink test server. Well, of course, that's failing too. So I'll just do it the cheaty way. I'll connect from my end, but you should hear the EchoLink come up here in just a second.
Welcome to the EchoLink test server. This server records your transmissions and plays them back to help you adjust your transmitted and received audio. Please feel free to connect as often as you like.
This is K1DBC testing. K1DBC testing.
K1DBC testing. K1DBC testing.
All right, I have gone ahead and disconnected. Let me see both of these. I was testing that yesterday, and it was working natively. I was trying to do it directly from our repeater, and it did work. It took a couple of times to try it, but I will... This is K1 DPC Net Control. Let me see. It looks like UUC has also tried that, and that's just fine. You should be able to do that. You should hear it on your end, potentially.
KF0 UUC comment.
Yeah, UUC, I did disconnect it. If you want me to reconnect it, let me know, but go ahead with the comment.
No need to reconnect. Just trying to get to know EchoLink as well. So I just looked you up by your call sign to see if I could hear the net there as well as this was going on. But no need to. I'm just looking around. So thank you. Back to net.
All right, no problem. This is K1 DBC Net Control. You may be able to hear it now, but yeah, if there's any confusion or anything, let me know. But yeah, we should be able to connect up into our EchoLink server and node. We basically can interlink our EchoLink repeater and this repeater. And so I think that's what I'm going to try to do in testing this Sunday net with given permission. I would like to test that because yeah, there's a heck of a lot we can do with EchoLink as well.
0TX repeater.
This is KF0UUC. Yep, I did hear it. Just as you said, that started coming through an EchoLink. I'm a bit confused, though. I looked for that's an EchoLink question, and I hope I'm not interrupting the net. But I'm curious, how do I listen to this net on EchoLink, not using your personal EchoLink node, using the repeaters? I looked for it on the repeater, but it just doesn't seem to come up on an EchoLink. Back to you.
Correct. Unfortunately, at the moment, our AllStar link node, the one we're talking on right now, I don't think it has an updated software version which allows that. So that is what we need to do. Basically, our club needs to get a hold of, I think it's Skylar Fennell, same kid who does the SkyHub link. I think he set up our AllStar link node back in the day. So we just need to regain access to our server and be able to get login information, and we should be able to configure it so we don't have to use my personal node to make that sort of connection.
Copy that. Yeah, appreciate it. This is fun stuff to play with. So KF0UUC, back to you.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Controls, just playing around as well. If anybody's interested, we should be able to provide some of these commands, but I want to, we actually have a parrot mode built into this repeater, two different types of parrot modes. So I'll show you those here as well. The first one is not the traditional parrot mode. It's actually parrots back DTMF tones. So you dial a string, put in some digits, enter pound, and then it repeats back. So I'll do that because that's just kind of a fun thing to try. All of the EchoLink and AllStar link commands are public. Just as an FYI, even if we haven't sent them out, you can Google these. So this one is *932. I'm going to enter in maybe 123 and then pound. And then you should hear it repeat back 123 pound.
Node 42851. Node 68834. Transceive.
These never work when you want to test them. Let me try that once more here.
One, two, three, pound.
There it goes. You have to be kind of, you have to have some rhythm with sending DTMF, so it did work that time. It's probably just for diagnostic purposes only to make sure your strings are getting out there. I'll now do the traditional one, star 955, and then immediately start talking, and it will parrot back my voice. So if anybody's ever interested in using parrot mode on this repeater, star 955, start talking, and then unkey, and it will repeat back.
DBC testing, K1 DBC testing. K1 DBC testing, K1 DBC testing.
So those were just a couple ones that I wanted to test and just show off. Be very careful. Be very, very careful because we don't have remote access via computer login to our repeater. Some of these commands can be a little bit hairy, so be very, very careful. But it's 8:17. I just wanted to show off some of the things I was working on. That's really why I've been working on AllStar Link here recently and purchasing my own nodes and testing things on my end, just making sure that we can test and be safe about it. So, yeah, more things to come on that. So anyone else, comments, questions, check-ins? I know I went on there for quite a bit. There are quite a few things in the chat there. My apologies. So anyone else, though, go right ahead. All right. Let's see. Yeah, there's plenty more to come with that. Plenty more. Anyone else, though? Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? Please call now.
KF0UUC. I'll ask a question.
Yeah, UUC. Chad, the net is yours.
KF0UUC. Just a follow-up question, trying to understand what you were just explaining. Kind of new to this. So do I understand correct what you said is you enter in the DTMF code at the beginning of your transmission, you do your voice transmission, and then you do another code at the end to that basically unlinks the repeater. I'm guessing, like, what if you screw that up and you don't unlink it at the end? Is there some sort of timeout? I'm just worried that if I were to ever try something like that, I might, put the repeater in an incorrect state. So back to you.
KF0UUC, absolutely, really do appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. The two commands that I gave there, you should have no issues. So the one for voice, you basically key up, enter in star 955, start talking, and then unkey, and then it repeats back, and that's the end of the transaction. You don't need to disconnect anything. And the same thing with the other one for the DTMF tone, or for the other one, you basically star 932. It's a little bit more complicated on that one. Star 932, enter in some test string, and then pound. Even if you mess it up, it's not gonna. You don't need to unlink anything. As far as linking and unlinking nodes, like I was showing earlier on my personal node, those do need to be unlinked. So just as an FYI, there's a few ways to link other nodes up. There's a star 2 command and a star 3 command. Star 2 is it monitors it only, and star 3, it lets you transmit. Those ones you do specifically need to disconnect. So if you do ever connect another node up into this repeater, make sure to do a star 1 and then that same node number. Like mine, for example, if I wanted to disconnect mine, I actually already did behind the scenes, but I could do star 1 68834 and it'll disconnect. So yeah, most nodes, if you do connect up into another one, you will need to manually disconnect those. So that's when you do need to do that. But leaving something connected, it's not the end of the day. It will not harm our repeater.
Got it. Thank you. Thanks for that info. Lots to learn. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for the net. KF0UUC, back to you.
W0TX repeater.
Yes, this is K1 DBC Net Control, and I'm hoping Skylar, I forget his call sign, my apologies. I'm hoping when he set it up, most of the commands that would have incredibly negative impact on the repeater hopefully are disabled. But if you look up the full list of commands, you could do quite a lot. You can turn on and off the PL tone, you can remove the timeout, you can restart the repeater, you can put it to sleep. So there are a lot of ways you certainly could make things far, far worse for yourself and for our club. So yeah, if anybody out there is interested, please don't hesitate. This is what it's for, is experimentation, but be extremely careful in doing so. This is a K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, anyone else? Same thing with our EchoLink. It's more or less just make sure you ID once in a while. And if you're going to test and experiment something on there, please feel free to do that as well. Well, all right. This is K1 DBC Net Control. We have another 8 or so minutes. It'll be 7 minutes just now. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? Go right ahead. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted there. As mentioned, I was playing a video beforehand. Sorry, I was just monitoring. After the net, I will load up another AllStar link, the AllStar link 516221, and it sounds like there is some live audio there at the moment from the current mission. So this is a K1 DBC Net Control. Sorry, give me a second. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, as mentioned, I was playing a video before the net. It's the NASA Artemis 2 launch. So there's a lot of coverage with that. So check that out, nasa.gov. Plenty of information on there. Return to the moon. Approximately lifting off Kennedy Space Center in Florida, 6:35 p.m. EDT on Wednesday, April 1st. The mission will send NASA astronauts Reed Weissman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and CSA, Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen on an approximately 10-day journey around the moon. So really, really cool stuff here. So yeah, if you didn't check out the launch, check out the NASA YouTube live stream of that. All right, let me see here. So I'm getting quite distracted this evening. Let's see what else I have before we start to wrap things up. The W1AW /0 Colorado operators wanted. Amanda Alden, our Colorado section manager, K1DDN, put out an email. The ARL, as part of the USA 250th anniversary year, the club is sponsoring week-long W1AW portable activations in all 50 states and potentially in several U.S. possessions and territories that will generate on-air activity to achieve a unique WAS award. Colorado's operational periods are May 26th through June 2nd and September 1st through September 8th. Operators are needed who are proficient at CW, digital modes, and phone. In Colorado, we want to have operators committed to as many operational periods in all our bands, 160 meters, through UHF. Operators are required to be residents of Colorado and ARL members in good standing. All operators must use an appropriate logging software application that can support an operator field and output ADEF formatted files. The use of Discord for real-time coordination and a valid phone number are also required. In addition, any contemplated POTA or SOTA operations must be approved by W1AW/0 contest committee. Operators must be willing to operate in 2-hour shifts. However, multiple shifts will be available for the whole week. The ability to handle large contest pileups and an operating station capable of making nationwide contests are both pluses. If you don't have a great station but are a good operator, a remote station is available. Please inquire about the use of RMHAM's remote HF station. You can sign up for approval at schedulemyop.com. You'll need to provide your name, call sign, phone number, email, ARL member number, and Discord. If you have any questions, W1AW0 at colorado-arl.us. Let's see if I have anything else. Just a few more minutes left in the net here. Yeah, we do appreciate everyone who's checked in and continues to participate in our nets. Can't thank you enough. Again, we're always looking for net control operators, as mentioned earlier on in the net. Fourth Wednesdays of the month, when the Denver Radio Club has their board meeting, I'm unavailable to take the net, usually. And Jim, N0TRP, graciously has been able to take it for quite some time now. But hey, he has some things coming up that will interfere over the next couple of months. So the fourth Wednesdays of the month, we'd love to have some volunteers. Send me an email, k1dbc@w0tx.org. We'll get you set up with the net script and access to the check-in tool. Let's see, the club also has an upcoming Parks on the Air. I don't know if our website's just updated just yet, but new upcoming DRC Saturday event. Yeah, May 9th, Parks on the Air, Rocky Flats National Wild Refuge. This event is during the Parks on the Air weekend, so there should be a lot of activity. We will set up early and try to be there by 9 a.m. This will be at the north entrance to the park. I'm trying to bring up the Parks on the Air page for that Kilo-0025. It doesn't seem to be loading for me at the moment. That's odd. The Parks on the Air website seems to be having an issue. Parks on the Air, POTA.app for more information. And it's going to be, again, the Rocky Mountain losing my mind here this evening. Rocky Flats National Wildlife Refuge. May 9th, we'd love to see you out there. Sad rain this evening, my apologies. It's 8:30 p.m., so we'll probably start to wrap the net up, but I'll take any other last-minute comments, questions, check-ins, anything else. Please call now. All right, so after the net, I'm going to be keying up and connecting to the AllStar node link number 516221. As mentioned, this has transmissions, live transmissions, primarily that originate from NASA public media sources. I have been hearing some things there, and obviously with the Artemis mission, there is some things going on. So after the net, you'll probably hear some things off and on. I will maybe disconnect it after some time, but just do be aware that is what that is from. So again, nasa.gov for more information. It's probably their same live stream right now that they have. You could watch the video as well. All right, sorry I was not paying attention too much to the chat here this evening. My apologies, but lots of chat in there. Really do appreciate that. Let me see, we had another check-in here. We had Eric from Magnolia, KJ5, LNI. Really great to see you in there. Really do appreciate that. Let me see if I missed anyone else, but anyone else, last-minute comments, questions, check-ins, please call now. All right, we are looking for net control operators, as mentioned. I want to mention it again and again and again, because I can only take so many of these before I go completely crazy. But I do love doing it, and I wouldn't continue to do it unless I had some enjoyment in doing it. So, but please feel free. The greater the hands, the lighter the work, or whatever the saying is. So it takes a village. So we'd love to see and hear more people running net control operations. There is a script you can read from for our Sunday night or Wednesday night net. Our check-in tool, you basically just type in a call sign and it automatically populates all the information that you need. So pretty easy process as long as you have an okay radio and experience or no experience, we'll help you through it. So with that, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Tonight we had a total of, I think, 12 check-ins, and I do apologize if I missed anybody there. Thanks everyone for sticking around with my AllStar and EchoLink stuff. I know that I maybe buried the lead here and there a little bit, but believe you me, it's actually not as complicated as you might think, and you just got to kind of play around with these things once in a while. And it definitely through this we'll have a lot more usage out of our repeaters. So, and hopefully this weekend, Sunday, check out our Sunday night net. Hopefully we'll be able to interlink. We will interlink our EchoLink repeater and this repeater, so that should be interesting to test. Let's see. You can view past nets and meetings. Again, we are streaming our Sunday night net here recently as well over on youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. We don't pay too much attention, unfortunately, to Facebook and Twitter, but we do have those accounts. We do also have a groups.io page, groups.io/g/ham learning net. Lots of activity on there. Really do appreciate that. With that, again, total of 12 or so check-ins. We'd like to thank everyone who participated. We especially appreciate and thank our Elmers. Thanks to the Denver Radio Club for allowing us to use the repeater for this net. Join us on the third Wednesday of the month, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, for an Elmer session prior to the regular scheduled Denver Radio Club meeting at 7 p.m. And I think that was announced, the meeting itself. It's on the topic of nano VNAs presented by Bob Mesenbrink, and it should be in person, hybrid in person and online. So more information will come out on our website as soon as we get closer to the date, but third Wednesday of April the 15th. We should have an in-person at the Lakewood Police Department and online via Google Meet. So with that, more information, w0tx.org. Everyone is welcome to all of our events, licensed or not, member or not. With that, join us next week, 19:30 p.m. Mountain Time for the next Learning Net. This is K1DBC73. I will key up the a NASA link, which we should hear some audio coming over. And if it goes dead after a while, I'll probably disconnect it by hand. With that, 7-3, and I'll be clear.
node
Good opening.
51621 connected to node
2.2 opening.
42851.
Seeing the docking target washed out. 5 or 6. Alright, picking it back up at full. Hit the cross. 2 is pretty true. Backing away. Nice and stable. Copy. Seven. They're coming up on 1.5, going course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in. 1.5. Back away, complete.
Copy.
It looks like we're holding right at 1.5. Alright, on Zoom 1X to watch the thermal turn.
One minute to thermal turn.
That might be course. Eight pulses down. I see motion. I see pitch on ICPS.
ICPS thermal turn start.
Right, here comes down. Course 1, 2, 3. 8 down pulses. In. 2, 4, 5. 8. I can see the side docking target. That is a good looking American flag.
W0TX repeater.
Copy. Copy. Let go. Leave it course for now.
ICPS thermal turn complete.
Copy that, Amy. We'll start working our way down.
Down.
Stocking target's about 1.75 degrees.
And Houston, we're holding at 720 with your go.
Stand by.
We're almost to 2 degrees wide.
And I just don't want to lose this in the data, Amy. The separation was way back when we separated from it was very aggressive.
Integrity, you are go for approach to side target to 15 meters and to execute handling quality test.
For course.
We are picking it up in 720. How copy?
We copy.
It's almost 2 degrees wide.
All right, thanks everyone for joining. I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the live stream here, but I really do appreciate everyone checking things out. If you want to continue to watch this, this is just over on the official NASA YouTube channel. Thanks again, everyone. Take care. We'll see you next week.
The course, almost to 2 degrees wide, and here comes 4 outs.